Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So, the topic we will discuss today it is about the fatty acids. Mainly fatty acids, these are known as the building blocks of the lipids. So, all the lipids are mainly made up of the fatty acids, and the fatty acids are long chain saturated or unsaturated carboxylic acids. If we have the simple structure of the carboxylic acids, the group COOH will be attached at the end of the chain. Then they are known as the carboxylic acids. And the examples we have the first one in which we have C15, H31, and COOH. This is known as the palmitic acid. And second we have C17, H35, COOH. And it is known as the stearic acid. As at the last COOH group is present, so that's why the word acid has been added at the end. So here we are just reading about the fatty acids, not about the esters or the other. Basically, fatty acids are carboxylic acids and they are mainly esters of long chains fatty acids which are going to attach with the glycerol and making up the lipids. As the three fatty acids or the esters group are attached, so that's why they are known as triglyceride. If we have just the simple structure of the fatty acids or the triglycerides, so we have C double bond O O R, and here we have CH2 and CH, here C double bond O O R, and here we have CH2 C double bond O O R. So here we have R dash and R dash to R is just denoting the side chain or the alkyl group that is attached to the chain. So all these acids just form the esters. These acids combine and they form the esters. And when they form the esters, these esters may be of two types. They may be oil or they may be of fats. They make esters with glycerol, and all this just happened in the presence of the mineral acids. And the mineral acids we have HCl or maybe have sulfuric acids. So all this process of the formation of the lipids just takes place in the presence of mineral acid, and they are mainly esters, and these esters are of two types, oil and fat. Then we have types of fatty acids. Here we have two types of fatty acids. The number one fatty acid, it is known as the saturated fatty acids. So in the saturated fatty acids you can see that if we count the number of carbon atoms, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So here we have C16 attached to this, and here all the carbon atoms have single bond between them. There is no double bond between them, so they are known as saturated fatty acids. On the other hand, we have unsaturated fatty acids. Here the two carbon atoms have double bond between them and making up the lipid, and that lipid is known as the oil, and the saturated fatty acids making up the lipids that are known as the fats. So this is the simple two types of the fatty acids. After that we have some properties of the fatty acids. What are the main properties of fatty acids? First one properties, fatty acids are poorly soluble in water. It means they are insoluble in water and in the undissociated acidic form, whereas they are relatively stable as potassium or sodium salt. Potassium or sodium salt, we have KCl or we have NaCl. It is stable like that, but it is poorly soluble in water to some extent. Second, the actual water solubility, particularly of the longer chain acids, is often very difficult to determine since it is marked influenced by the pH. So, if we have the long chain of the carboxylic acids or the fatty acids, then they are insoluble in water. On the other hand, if they are short chains of the fatty acids, then they are to somehow extent soluble in water. But on the other hand, if we take example from daily life, if we have oil or the fat or the ghee that add up in the water, it will be started to float on the surface of the water. It will not get dissolved in the water. It's mean the solubility of fatty acids is very low, or we can say that there is no solubility. So that's why the fats are basically known as the poor conductors of heat as well as electricity, because they do not get dissolved into water. They will not be changes into the ions, and when they are not hydrolyzed or ionized, so they will be poor conductors. After that, we have fatty acid simple structure form. So this is the simple carboxylic group, and this zigzag line is just showing the hydrocarbon chain. And each hydrocarbon chain we have its CH2 group on each bending of this chain. So we can also show this with this picture. On the top here we have the carboxylic group. Here this is also the simple carboxylic group, two oxygen atoms. This is the carbon, and whole chain is made up of the carbon. So fatty acids have their simple structure and they are mainly carboxylic acids. So this was a simple overview about the fatty acids, that how we can simple find their structures and what is their main role in our daily life use. So I hope you guys understand, and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon. For that time, you guys just keep learning about the different types of lipids along with the different examples from our daily life. And the next topic that we will discuss, it is the sources and uses of the lipids. That what are the main sources and uses of the lipids in our daily life and how they are important for us, and from which thing we can gain the lipids in an adequate manner. For that time, have a good day and Allah Hafiz.